Hello Unity World, this is the story engine with my first tutorial video. I got this crazy idea maybe a couple years ago that I too could create video games. Yes, I too could create video games. But not just I, but you as well. And so I have done many things over the last couple years trying to figure out how to take these ideas that I've created playing games and put them into some games of my own. So, one of the things that I feel like has always been missing from the Unity world is a good explanation of, so here's like a nice little something that I made with Unity. Very quickly, very easily. That's just how Unity is, Some things you gotta figure out like on your own, right? Like there's a lot of story going on here already. This guy, he's walking somewhere. The floor is blue. He disappears at some point. There's a lot of narrative, But without some kind of detail, we can't attach too much, or we more rather can attach too much to it, and that takes away from the ability of it to be a detailed story about something, right? At a AAA game studio, what they would do is they'd put, a character on it, and they'd talk, they'd do some crazy animations, there would be multiple people, maybe some sound effects, music, that kind of stuff. But if you are not running with that same kind of budget, there's nothing wrong with making a little bit of text. Don't look there. You don't need to see it. It says stuff YouTube doesn't need to know. UI is what they call menus in Unity. It's actually kind of a classic game design and or computer design thing. I think it means user interface. Anyway, just click here on image from that and the canvas will come right out of there. Let's change it up a little bit. Maybe like a green. There we go. And my favorite trick when it comes to this stuff, clickety click. Pull out like that. And pull these down. And see, now you're creating a little bottom box for text to exist within. You just click each one and press backspace. It will create it right at the arrows. Now, I do feel like that takes a little while, but I mean, it is game design. Almost everything that it does takes a while. You don't know how many times I've recorded this video. It's a lot of times. Okay, so from there you can click, right click again, pull out the text, grab the arrows in the same way, and no, it's tricky. Tricky Unity. That was a Command Z. I feel like in the game of game design, you try to think about it as a gamified experience. Control Z is probably one of the most powerful moves in your arsenal. It works in almost every program. It works in GIMP. I've seen it work in Cinema 4D, in Maya, in Photoshop. It's a lot of stuff, right? Lots and lots of things. Let's just put a T in there. I like the letter T. Just to check, because I like to do this, and now it's sitting smack dab right in the center. Perfect. That's amazing. Oh, it's so beautiful. I love it. Okay. So we'll remove that, and this is where the fun begins. Let's double check just to see how our guy's doing. He's taking a little walk. He's got a green bar up here, so we'll say this is his thoughts, right? Well, what is he thinking about? Well, we're gonna have to use programming to elucidate that. So let's call this maybe YouTube script. All right, and I'm sure a million programmers you've watched already have said, you name it whatever you want, but I would definitely recommend naming it something. What you're doing is you're telling a story to the computer, and computers are not really they don't have as much context as we do. They're very, very specific. So, but it's always a story for yourself, you know. So whenever you're creating these words, just remember that it's like all these words are pieces of your story, you know. So YouTube script, hey, it's funny, it's interesting, right? Like I'm using it because I'm dealing with you, YouTube. Here I am. Okay, let's see. So the first thing you're going to want to do, I had some funny moments with it earlier, so hopefully it's working now. Unity Engine, perfect. Dot UI. And this is a completely different namespace that's going on inside of the Unity Engine that allows you to create menus with their system very quickly. So I added that, so you can go text. Let's not make a text. You don't need text. All right, let's do string. That's the sign for an array, which is a group of strings. Strings, of course, are just words or statements or strings of characters. That's why the word string is used. It's a classic programming word, you know. Blah, blah, blah. Let's add public so we can do it, change in the inspector. It's a powerful thing that Unity is able to do. And I've been using the moniker page because I feel like in a story, you know, page is a very important aspect of it. So it just connects, like I was saying before, with the whole programming philosophy. All right, and there's a few more things we got to add here. We will do a public string. We will do an int, and that will be page number, and that will decide which part of the array we are on at a current moment. And then from there, I think that's it. Well, let's do this. Let us get a text object and call that view. That's a simple term for it. And we will click back, go like this, type in view because that is how you define something in C# with an equal sign, putting it beforehand just like that. Get components, blah 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 component, blah 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 this thing, and you know, clicking on that and getting it because this is the object and this component, you know. That makes sense. So if you just type in text, you know, there you go. That's that thing that I was hovering over with my mouse and stuff. So it's kind of silly, but you got to write text again because that is. Ooh. Let's do this. Let's not do that. I'm always just noticing stuff. I just feel like coding is just one big puzzle, and that's what makes it super fun. There we go. So we'll get into that text thing later. I'm always thinking of like cool new ways to write stuff, simpler, faster, more obvious. That works for now. So we have view. Okay. Well, let's write something a little bit more verbose. I've done some like really short ones recently. I'll start by saying if page number, make that -1 so we don't get in the way of arrays if we have to make it. Oh yeah, you know, this starts at 0, so -1, blah blah blah. Alright, page number is less than 0, then we will make view equal nothing. It'll just be blank. Oh, this is where it comes in, text. Look at that. And that this, the reason you do that, because it says text, that's text, the object text, or the component text actually, to be more defined, and then this is the text, you know, that appears right here, right? Alright, and that's why you gotta write text.text. I thought that was kind of silly whenever I first started, but now it makes more sense. And that's why. Let's see. So that's just something for fun, just so keep the game nice and clean, just in case you make a mistake later. And then we will do the real fun. If Isn't this fun? We're having fun. Get button down. Get button down. And this is already inside of Unity. You don't have to set it yourself. That is just what Unity calls enter. And what we're going to do then is go page number plus plus. Maybe I'll just take this one. Oh, but you know what? None of this matters, because I'm doing a different kind this time. It's not even about page number submit anymore. What we're going to do is we're going to invoke something awesome. Maybe wait 1 second, 2 seconds. Let people really read the masterpiece, right? This is how long each page is stayed on. So, you know, so we'll need some kind of new something or other. Invoke page turn. I'll type the same thing up here, so it'll invoke that method. I don't remember if I need to update right now, so I'm mostly just trying to keep things quick for everybody. I don't like it when people take a long time in their YouTube videos, so hopefully I don't do the same. Only time will tell. This is the first one. Right, page turn, so invoke page turn after 2 seconds, and what page turn is going to do is it is going to take the page number and plus it. Okay, so that's a thing. And then what we're going to do is view equals page page number. Oh yeah, can't forget the text. I was talking about that. Alright, so one mistake later, I think we've got it all set up. We could do some cleaning up. There's some like basic arithmetic that makes things a lot simpler and avoids a lot of silly errors that, you know, so you'd have to do it eventually when you made little mistakes here and there. Page number is less than page dot length, which just means that if page number is longer than the number of pages, then, you know, quit it. Stop doing that. All right. All right. Okay. So that should work. I mean, there's always little things you can fix when you write code that you just sit there for like an hour going, oh, maybe I'll change this thing. Maybe I'll change this thing. And you change the things. All right, let's see. So maybe 4 pages. Oh, and that's a cool trick too. I forgot all about that. So let's go up here. We're just going to add something that's going to change the way this appears up here. I'll do 4 and 30. See what that is, and what this is going to do. This is like kind of editor scripting, like simplistic editor scripting. We'll click right there, and now we got big places to write. Okay. So there's something. I'm not really sure how it's going to work yet. It was kind of sloppy. But we'll see. There you go. Oh, but something happened. That's what happened. Alright, let's speed it up. And then of course take this thing. What happened was it only ran one time. You gotta invoke it another time. Okay. Where do I go? What do I do? Okay. That was too fast, huh? Let's do it one more time just to be ridiculous. 1, 5, F, because it's a float. You gotta tell Unity that it's a float. Alright. Was it maxed out? Alright, let's play the game. I decided to run. There's a little poem from the running guy. Well, this has been the Story Engine. I hope you liked it. I hope it was awesome. I hope you learned a couple things, and you know, like, subscribe, and let's make some games. It's gonna be